Hi there, this is Kush from creativepadphotography.com. Welcome back to the Photoshop video series, and we are on the next part where we'll be looking at something called as blending mode. So it's a short video, but it's a very important function which helps you, especially in semi-advanced editing. Okay, so let's have a look at this function. So what I'm going to do is, just to demonstrate this function first, I'm going to open one of our certificates that we give for our workshops that happen in Pune. So once people do this workshop, we give them the certificate. So I'm just going to show you something through this certificate. So here I have the design, and here I'm going to open another image where my signature is there. So this signature has to come right on top of this. Okay, so of course you know how to move two images. So I'm just showing you this for a demonstration purpose. Then just after this, I'll be showing you how you can use this concept, which I'm going to show you, of blending modes in a proper DSLR image or like a photographic image. So just to understand the concept, so what I'm going to do is just drag this out and put it on top of this. So that's what we want. I'm just going to close this. So I've done this, right? And I want the signature to come here. Now the problem is that it is appearing like a patch because the background of the signature was just white. So what I could have done was I could have made those selections just like we've learned in the advanced selection tabs. But you can imagine it will be not easy to, just select the blue ink here, right? So when it comes to tough selections like these, what you can do is you can play around with something called as blending modes and blend two images together. So how can you do that? So this layer 1 right now is the layer on top, and layer 0 is the certificate, right? So what you can do is, with layer 1 selected, if you see this box here, right, this opens up into a menu which is called as the blending mode menu, and you have a lot of types of modes to blend. Like for example, one of the modes here is called darken. So if I click on this, what I'm telling Photoshop is that change the blending mode of this layer from normal, like from an opaque layer, to darken. Now darken means that we're telling Photoshop to blend this image with this layer in such a way that only keep from this layer, the signature layer, whatever is darker than this layer. Okay, again, best to just to show you. So if I click on darken, what you're going to see is that whole white patchy thing will disappear, and I just get my certificate. I just get my signature here, right? That's because the white part was lighter than this layer's certificate background that you're seeing, the gray thing that you're seeing. So that is going to go away because I'm telling Photoshop to only blend it in such a way that it keeps the darkest parts of this layer. So the darker part as compared to the certificate was the ink. Right, so you'll see this when I show you. If I, for example, if I do the opposite, if I click on lighten, what's going to happen is it's going to do the opposite. It's going to keep the white part because that's the lighter part as compared to the layer below. And you'll see that the outline of my signature comes. This is coming because what you're seeing through is the layer below. Because the reason is the darker part this time has been removed. So the ink has gone, and what you're seeing is the gray part from the layer below, which looks like my signature. Right, so that's how blending modes work. Of course, there are a lot of types of blending modes, and sometimes, as you'll see in the next image, you just have to go through all the blending modes and see which one works. Right, so just to demonstrate that, I've put this image of this night sky here. So just open this up, and it's just labeled as image 1 in the description of this video. So we can open this image up. So we have this image where I've just captured this firecracker, and just open one more image, which is this one. This is as image 2. Now, what we want to do is, a lot of times you must have seen shots in which there are multiple firecrackers together in one shot, like over a skyline or over something. So usually how those, if you're very lucky, of course, you can get a lot of fireworks in the same shot, but usually no one gets so lucky. So what people do is they click those fireworks separately and then assemble them in one shot, just like I'm going to one shot. So just like I'm going to show you with this. So what we want to do here is we want to get this firework on this screen, on this shot, right? So what we're going to do is we first quickly crop this so that we don't have to move the whole image. Right now we just have this. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to drag this out, and I'm just going to drag this on top of this, and I'm just going to close this. Now what I want to do is, of course, I don't want this patch to remain. I just want the firework to remain, right? And if I had other similar images, I would crop them, put them of different fireworks here. And then what you need to do is, this firework right now is layer 1, right? Just like with our signature on the certificate thing. And what you do in this case is just select, like for example, let's say select the normal mode and just keep hitting the down key on your keyboard to circulate through all the blending modes to see which one looks good. So you can see if I press the down key right now, it turns to dissolve, which is the second blending mode. That's not working. Darken, no. Multiply, no. Color burn. So keep going, and eventually you will, in most cases, find a blending mode that works. For example, this case, you can see the blending mode called pin light here is working perfectly for us. So it has removed that patch and only kept the firework here. So similarly, if you had another firework, put that here, select the appropriate blending mode, and within one shot you can have multiple fireworks just by using blending modes. We did not have to imagine making a selection for this and deleting the background and then putting this. You can do it that way, but it'll be very inconvenient. This is just one click from getting you the result that you want. Let's just look at this for one more image. So this time I want you to open, I've put these two images, so just open both of them. So we have the shot silhouette of a crow and these branches, and then we have this shot of this moon. And what we want to do is we want to put this whole moon shot behind, just to make this shot look dramatic, like the crow with the moon and the night, right? So how you can do that easily with blending modes is just take this image, put it out, put it on this. Now the size is very small. I just got this image from the net. So just press Ctrl plus T, just like we've been doing now. Make it big first. Okay, so that should be fine. Now we have this layer on top. Now we want to blend it along with this layer. Right, so again, you go back, go to normal as your starting point, just keep circulating. So you can see the moment I select the darken blending mode, it has worked perfectly for us, because what is happening here is, if you see this image, the darkest parts here are the silhouette of the crow and the dark branches, but these lighter parts are getting replaced by this image when you select darken, because what you're telling Photoshop is that, you know, anything in this image that is darker than the earlier image, we should keep that. So the blue part and all these parts are darker than gray. So your gray gets replaced, but they're not darker than the darkest or the black part here, which is the crow and the tree. So the branches don't really get replaced, and you're able to blend these two images together, right? So a lot of times you have to just go through different blending modes and to see which one works well for you. These have a lot of advanced usages also. We're not going to cover that in this course because it's not really required right now for you. If you just understand simple blending, how it works, how these modes really work, that should be fine, right? So that's how blending modes work. I hope you like this video. I'll see you in the next part. Bye for now.